Hey, Trudy Beerman here, and this is video 2 in the sequence looking at the resources I have for you for deleting your debt here at trudybeerman.com. And we're going to look at the debt payoff sequence resource right now. Okay. Now you will need your credit report to fill in this information, and I will have a resource for a credit report for you over here at trudybeerman.com. But for right now, we're going to use our hypothetical female, and we mentioned her in the first video. Now her car note and her 3 credit card minimum payments totaled $490 a month. Okay, that was what she was paying out. Now, if she were to pay everything off right this hot second, the $23,000 she owed is all she would pay. But remember, she's making these payments. She's agreed to make them over time, paying an interest rate. Keep all of this in mind. So now we go into our resource tool here, and we're going to say the first one, which was a car note, she owed a balance of $17,000. Her minimum payment was $385. Her interest rate was 7%. Now we're going to leave out actual payment for now, because that is if you wanted to pay this down faster, you would add extra money here, or if you weren't able to meet the minimum, you're paying less, you'd put the actual payment here. But for right now, we're going to leave it at 0, because we'll pick up the debt escalation payoff in another video, but this is just to make a point. So the next credit card she had was $3,500 at 13%. So let's go ahead and put in $3,500 at 13%, and the credit card payment for the month was $35. And I know that because we said her 3 credit card minimums were $105. 105 divided by 3 is going to be the 35. So credit card 2 is $1,500 at 15%. So let's go ahead and put in $1,500 at 15%. Her minimum payment is $35. And last but not least was $1,000 at 18%. So $1,000, 18%, she's paying $35,000. Now, if she was paying off just the balance right this hot second in cash, she'd only owe $23,000. Okay, and now we're going to come down here. We're going to hit the submit button. It's just ordering the debt payment here from highest to lowest interest rate, or you can go from lowest to highest interest rate. And if you had added any extra for the month, it would put it in here. We're going to leave that 0 for right now. Hit submit, and here's where it gets very interesting, guys. Now, because she's got these payments over time with interest, remember it was $490 is what her payout was every month, okay? But with principal and interest, she would now be at $44,000 in what she owed. So she could be out of debt in 5 years instead of 50 years using this rollover payment plan. This is just another name for the debt stacking principle. They're the same. Of course, debt stacking is a special name chosen by Equifax, so they had to come up with their own name, rollover, but it's the same principle. And so here's how this works. Her current plan, remember she was paying $490 a month, right? If she pays just the minimum, she will end up, it will take her 50 years to be debt free. She'd have paid out a total of almost $45,000 of her income. She'd have 0 in savings. I don't know about you, but that's pretty scary. Now, using the rollover or the debt stacking principle, paying out the exact same $490 a month, she would still have to pay a little bit of interest, because of course she can't pay it off all at once, but she'll be paying it off over the course of 5 years. She'd have saved a lot of money in her account. How does this work? We're going to look at a video that explains the debt stacking principle in a minute, but let's pay attention to this other column over here. If she were able to put any extra on her minimum payments, then this could shorten her span here again. So here it's showing you the difference in stuff, because she now has to pay out $15,000 more in premium. You know, it's just money that's just going down the drain. So this is an incredible tool that I really hope you'll take advantage of, and we'll get into in the next video how the whole process of debt stacking works and why this principle is so powerful to help you delete your debt. So guys, same monthly payment, but a huge difference in how much is out of her pocket and how much is in her savings account, simply based on using a particular strategy. And that's what we're going to talk about next in the next video. 1,000 at 18%. She's paying $35. And now this is very possible, guys, that although it's a smaller amount, she's paying more because probably this was her last card, and the creditors are looking at the fact that she already owes this much, and so if she wants to take out more, they'll charge her higher interest. So let's just go ahead and run this. Now this can be ordered from highest to lowest interest rate or from lowest to highest balance. So let's go from lowest to highest balance. That's my preferred way of paying things off, because when you go lowest to highest balance, you can just get rid of one of those debts really, really fast. But some people may want to pay higher interest off first and get that out of the way. That's whichever way you prefer. My personal preference is to go from lowest debt or lowest balance to highest balance. So let's go ahead and click that. And now what you're going to see is that this is the incredible thing, people. Remember, she was paying $490 off a month, right? She's still going to pay $490 off every month. Now they call this a rollover payment plan here. We're going to watch another video in a moment, and they call it debt stacking. It's the same thing, guys. It's just a proprietary naming of the thing, but the strategy is the same. So here it is. She was paying $490 off per month. And although she initially owed $23,000 because she was going to pay interest, she was going to end up paying almost $45,000 out. It would take her 50 years to be debt free, and she would have zero in savings at the end of it. But using the rollover or the debt stacking principle or strategy, she's still making a $490 payment. Of course, she's paying for about 5 years. So instead of paying $23,000, she pays $28,000. And now she has a substantial amount of money in her savings, because what's going to happen is that when she's paid off all the debt in 5 years, she's going to continue to use that $490 towards her wealth for the rest of the 45 years. So $490 invested over 45 years, and this is how she's coming up with this savings as against zero. So now let's go back. I don't know if it will save the numbers we had. It didn't, so I have to, oh, there we go. So now let's say we got rid of this debt. Okay, so we just said we're going to get rid of lowest to highest. So let's say she crushed this debt. This one is not there anymore. Okay, this one is gone. Remember this $35? We're going to use it and pay it here. Okay, we're going to use this $35 and we're going to add it to credit card number 2, because we're saying we're going from lowest to highest balance. I'm going to say she's paying $70 off a month here. So now we're going to run this again because we're going lowest to highest. Okay. And see how it has already changed her plan, because she's still paying out $490, but now remember she was still going to be 50 years in debt free. Now it's gone down to 4.7 years. Okay, and she has a little less in savings. Now let's go back and change it again, because we've crushed the next debt. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. This is now 0, and this $70 is going to go up. Okay, this is now we're going to pay $105 here. Okay, and let's run this again. Okay, look at that. All of a sudden now based on her current plan, she's already dropped to 4.4 years. Look at that. And all we did was we paid off lowest debt balance first. Okay, and now we're going to go back in one more time. That's how debt stacking works, guys, but I'm going to show you a video in a second. Now, remember this 385, we're going to make this one 0, right? So we're going to take this 105 and move it up. So this is 0. We've paid off all these other debts. They're now 0. And we're going to pay $490 here. Okay. And let's go run this. And let's see what it now says. And now she'll be out of debt in 3.3 years. But now because all of it is going towards her debt payment, she's not really putting anything in savings. So you see how it changes the picture, guys? But look at, she's now only paying off $1,900 and change. So this is the power of these calculators, and I really hope that you will take advantage of them. But like I said, I just want to show you a quick video of how, now this is from Equifax. They call it debt stacking. It's exactly the same principle. On this page, it called it rollover. But just let's watch this real quick.
How does debt stacking work?